What's up, amazing people? It's me again. Welcome back to yet another episode. If you're a returning subscriber, welcome back. If you're new, my name is Kaze and welcome to my channel. So on today's episode, I'll be reacting to a compilation of creepy TikTok videos that are going to make you question everything. So without much ado, we're gonna go straight to the video. But before we do that, if you haven't subscribed, kindly consider subscribing so that you can get more of these videos. Also smash the like button so that you can help push this video up the algorithms. Without much ado, let's do this.
אתה מצלם? אתה רואה?
אני רואה, מה זה?
תגיד, שתינו יותר מדי?
לא, כולנו רואים את זה.
מה זה?
חמישה עיניים.
שיו!
וואו! מה
מה
זה?
זה, אמא?
מה זה, ראית?
יו בנברות.
ראית את זה?
תראה, יש המון.
הנה, תראי שמה. מה זה?
אמא, לדור, אמא.
יש קבוצה שלמה שם, תראה.
יואו. זה לא אמיתי. מה זה? ראית את זה?
וואו.
I don't know about you, but that to me seemed like a spaceship more than an angel.
The head of the Bank of International Settlements, which is the central bank of all central banks, has admitted on video that the goal of global central bank digital currencies is for surveillance and control. Let's take a look.
For example, in cash, we don't know, for example, who's using a $100 bill today. We don't know who is using a 1,000 peso bill today. A key difference with the CBDC is that central bank will have absolute control on the rules and regulations that will determine the use of that expression of central bank liability. And also, we will have the technology to enforce that.
They will frame this as a security issue so that we can limit the funds to terrorists. But the issue is that the definition of terrorists are quickly and rapidly changing. What happens when it's an act of terrorism to simply want to buy a beef burger, to eat a delicious juicy steak? Or what happens when funds are taken from your account or your whole account is frozen in general simply because you left the lights on or because you watched a little bit too much TV, or you say something that goes against the general narrative? They're looking to surveil and they're looking to control. They're trying to force compliance. The future belongs to the adaptable. The time is now.
That is pretty obvious that they're looking for compliance. All they care about is control, you know?
Tell us is bullshit. And one of them is that food pyramid, that dairy is good for the bones and calcium. Literally, milk actually strips the bone of calcium. Look at the sun because it will make us go blind. Sun gazing actually stimulates your pineal gland and open up your third eye. You can move on different dimensions of densities. Everything they ever have told us is a lie. They tell us that our heart is a pump. Your heart is not a pump. Your heart is a valve. Your lungs is a pump that pumps the blood to the heart. The heart is a valve mechanism that controls the cardio output of blood. Everything they tell us about everything is a lie. They tell you your hair is just hair. No, our hair is non-ether hair. It is actually an extension of your nervous system. It is used to scan the environment, and it brings all of these different melanin neurotransmitters back to your skin to tell you whether to actually engage in the environment or take fight or flight and run away. That's why you get gut feelings. That's why when you see paranormal activities, the hair on your skin stand up. So everything that they ever told us about ourselves is a lie. But it's cool because they don't know who we are.
Exactly. Hair is an extension of our nervous system, and that's why it's quite advisable to shave your hair every time you undergo a traumatic experience. Why? Because hair carries memories. Just like water, hair carries memories.
Ain't no way everyone here is a real person. Life is a simulation and a legitimate professor has proved it. James Gates, a theoretical physicist at MIT with 2 bachelor degrees and a PhD, found literal computer code embedded in the most fundamental building blocks of reality called strings. Now, string theory is a tough one, but I'm gonna break it down for you in a way that an 11-year-old would understand. So if you don't get this, hey, go back to grade 5, bro. Alright, so we got my boy Einstein's theory of general relativity, which is basically just a theory of everything big, planets, gravity, the universe, all the way back to the Big Bang. Then we got the new kid in town, quantum physics. This is the theory of everything small, like particles, atoms, and molecules, where the general laws of physics like gravity don't apply anymore. The same is true the other way around. Quantum laws don't apply to regular sized physics. So we got general relativity, everything big, and quantum physics, everything small. Like, yo, dig. But both of these realms have the same parent, the Big Bang, at which point everything that is now big used to be small. If the small can become big, then quantum and general relativity need some sort of theory that can unify them. That is string theory. What happens to the big when it's small? What happens when you zoom into an atom? You see protons and neutrons in the center with electrons all around it. Now, what about inside a neutron? Even smaller particles called quarks. So how deep does the scale go? Conventional science will tell you there's nothing inside these quarks. But string theory suggests there's a tiny filament or a string of pure energy that exists inside of them. And just like the string of a guitar vibrates and creates different sound based on its shape and tension, the strings in string theory vibrate. But instead of sound, they produce matter in the form of particles. This completely changes the way you look at the world. Every particle in the universe is just a string vibrating at a different frequency, and every vibrational pattern has its own associated particle. So if you break anything down far enough, we're all just energy vibrating at differing wavelengths to form matter. Although it's still just a theory, this would link general relativity to the quantum realm and form what is known as the theory of everything. Okay, yeah, cool. Now where is this computer code found? When Dr. James Gates took a look at a set of equations derived from string theory, he found binary code, error correcting code used for compressing data on a computer. A sequence of ones and zeros, the same code that is used by popular search engines, which according to him, who has a PhD in theoretical physics from MIT, doesn't just resemble computer code, it literally is computer code. Meaning, if we break matter and energy down far enough, we eventually find compressing computer code etched into the very fabric of reality. So who wrote this code? Are we living in, dare I say, a simulation?
Alpha Draconans are here now. Where?
There are 1,833 of them that have been living underground between 100 and 200 miles beneath the surface. They've been here, some of them have been here a long, long time. They have lifespans that are thousands of years. They're carnivorous. They are not friendly to mankind, at least the ones that are here.
Are you saying carnivorous, they eat humans?
Yes. And they won't eat a dead human, it has to be alive at the time of the killing. Their preference is children.
If this is truly the case, it would explain where a good portion of the missing children go and how so many children vanish each year without a cause.
You know, and we've been told, people say, well, you better not talk about the reptilians. Well, you know, bull. Why not? According to the Andromedans, they're responsible for 31,712 children disappearing in the last 25 years from the United States. And I'm supposed to just shut up and not say anything about it because people don't want to hear it? That's tough. You know, Westchester County, in the last 5 years, 3,000 children in Westchester County, New York, have vanished without a trace. Where are they going? Why are we allowing this to happen? Why should people stay in denial about it?
Now, how are they able to do it? How are they able to come up out of this from underground?
Tunneling systems everywhere. They're being helped by the Greys, and also there are groups within the higher echelon that are actually helping them acquire this.
So human beings are abducting the kids and giving them to the Greys, who in turn give them to the Alpha Draconans?
That's right. That's part of the deal. They won't come up as long as we feed them down there.
In short, he's trying to say that there are people feeding these reptilians down there so that they don't overtake the world. But my thinking is, how powerful are they that we don't get to a point where we say, like, enough is enough, like, do your worst, let's fight, let's who's gonna win this, because for how long, you know, like, come on. Unless there's another agenda, then I don't know. That is so creepy.
Did you know that mental illness is celebrated in other cultures because it's seen as a spiritual gift? One of these examples is in the Dagara tribe in Burkina Faso. Here, neurodivergency and mental illness are seen as gifts because they signify the birth of a new healer, all due to the hypersensitivity to the spirit realm. Those with mental illnesses are in fact taken to the healers in the community so they can learn how to correctly develop their gifts and become healers themselves. Dr. Malidoma Somé, who grew up in the Dagara tribe, went to study psychology in America, and one day he actually he visited a psych ward because one of his colleagues had fallen ill due to a nervous breakdown. And once the maid set foot in this psych ward, he saw the atrocities of how they treated people who were meant to be healers in America. He was deeply hurt to see all of his patients strapped down, drugged out, because they just hadn't been taught how to properly develop their spiritual gifts. After that, Somei decided to see if spiritual gifts among the mentally ill were actually universal. Alex, who was one of Somei's patients and was actually non-functional due to his mental illness, went back with Somei to Africa after his parents had just completely given up hope. And within only 8 months, Alex had become completely cured. He in fact had learned how to properly develop his spiritual gifts. And under the healer's wing in Somei's community, he learned how to turn his mental illness into healing abilities. Of course, he decided to stay there for years, but eventually he actually went back to the United States to study psychology at Harvard, which nobody ever thought he could do. I really hope this makes you realize that you're not ill. In fact, you're very special. And I know this because I was in Alex's place a couple years ago. The system just doesn't want you to know, because how could they possibly profit off of you and us if we know how to heal each other and ourselves? Join us in taking our power back and making the impact that you were always meant to do. I'm Ira, and I'm here to help guide you in this journey.
There's over 200 of these trees of life that literally touch the top of the firmament. They're not volcanoes. This isn't my first rodeo. They have a root system. They aren't trees that would look like that. These are on a whole nother level. And yes, there's a root system underneath the Devil's Tower. Tower, 2 wards. Magdala, woman of Magdala. So again, this is not my first rodeo. I don't want to hear how they took samples from the Devil's Tower. It's rock. Dude, it's called petrified. They got scarred, scared, turned into stone. It's not stone, it's petrified wood. Knock on wood, Hollywood, Woden's Day. It doesn't matter what culture. Like I said, there was over 200 trees. So this is where you get Christmas. This is where they're cutting down the trees of life from. Abracadabra, the 3 Abrahamic religions. This is what I say is ice. It's the top of the pyramid. They had pyramids, which came after these because they needed these. 30% more oxygen. Ox, it's bull, Genesis. Created genetics, what a gene is. Genies. So, all around the world. There's one place in particular called Seratana. It's very interesting. But nevertheless, we're going to go over some more pictures. The movie Up, this is where they did Angel Falls, Paradise Falls. It's from a real place. It's laser harnessed sun energy beyond your guys' depths of comprehension. This has nothing to do about a big axe. These are giants, the jinn. So let's take a couple more ganders and then we'll get into it. Okay. Flat all the way around. It's not like a big mountain or a big rock. Like, I've heard so many theories. They're funny to me. And you guys might think, well, this is just a theory too. Look, it's whatever. This isn't my first rodeo. I must have said that 3 times by now because it isn't. And I've heard so many theories. I don't argue with people who live in a firmament to become firmer men. It's a firmer mind, firmament. I know these words. I know where we come from. Don't be dumb. Don't be dome. A dome. Okay? It's Ganesha. This is Genesis. Okay? 6 protons, neutrons, electrons. So, root systems all around because they were trees of life. They're giants, physical giants that got petrified and physically cut down. This is physical, father sickle, whether sick or ill. Okay? Grim Reaper, you reap what you sow. It's Graham Reaper, has a scythe, a Seth. It's god of chaos in Egypt. Santa, Satan claws, referring to the claustrum. This is ho, ho, ho. They're pharmacist tools. Harm or assist you. From pharmakeia, heal or hell. So the trees kept you in full alkalinity, in alignment, elach, in mint mind.
My guy. Man, I ain't even gonna lie, like, they kind of like irritated me a bit. They'll rather y'all believe that there is more land after the Antarctica ice wall rather than believing that that's the end of the firmament. But I'm just gonna let y'all know right now, the Antarctica ice wall is the end of the firmament. And that's why nobody is allowed over there. You can't fly over it or nothing. Because if you get caught even trying to go near it, you would get shot and killed for it. They don't want nobody knowing the truth. There is no land over there. So this person asked, is it possible to break the firmament? No, I don't think that anybody could break God's creation and when he set the foundations of the earth. The same way they was trying to build the tower to reach the heavens in the Bible. And he tore all that down and proceeded to give everyone different languages just so the people couldn't come together to ever try to do something like that again. This is how huge the Antarctica ice wall is compared to a boat in the ocean. They even be showing us little subliminal messages in the movies. Y'all need to understand, a globe wouldn't even be possible. Water has to be contained. It has to, there's no way around it. This is the real map. All that white right there is the Antarctica ice wall. It's a 360 ice wall that is around us. Ain't no land after that. No land at all. That's the true map. See, God said, when he said, this far you may come and no farther, he meant that. Here was where your proud waves halt. Here's where everything ends. There's nowhere to go after that. There's no way we getting out of the firmament, and there's nothing else past the ice wall. God set the foundations of this earth, and what he says, he meant. They just lying to y'all, trying to brainwash y'all to believe what they want y'all to believe. But God said, this is how far we may come and no farther. And when he said that, he meant it. Ain't nothing else after those waves. Ain't no more land, ain't no nothing. Because that's the end of the firmament. And even they know that.
Wait, I don't know about you, and I would like you to share your comments down on the comment section, but nobody has been beyond the walls. Nobody has seen outside there, but we just can't assume that there are no more other firmaments just like us, you know? Like, it would just be so shallow for us to believe that there is no more land, or there are no more other firmaments or other planets like us out there. I don't know. Let me know what you think.
Off? Wait, Beast Boy, you don't believe the Earth is round?
Mm-hmm, that's right. The Earth ain't round. It's a big old pancake. Your laughter only makes my belief stronger.
If you believe the Earth is a pancake, then what about the thousands of photos that clearly shows the Earth is round, like a basketball?
They's all fake.
Okay, if the Earth is a pancake, then how do we get both day and night?
Because the sun is like a spotlight, and it moves around shining on one place at a time.
Okay, crazy.
But if the Earth is a pancake, why does not the water spill off the edges?
Yeah, water would spill right off into space.
Ha ha ha! Explain that, Mr. Pancake Earth!
2 words. Butter wall.
Butter wall? Seriously? A butter wall?
That's what I said, fool! There's a big old butter wall, and it circles the entire pancake Earth.
The butter wall keeps the water in.
Aha! Now you're catching on. You're beginning to see how reality really be.
They found another advanced world just outside of Antarctica. They don't want us going there. Once you understand, there's more land beyond Antarctica. What's another word for more? Extra. What's another word for land? Territory. Put that together in a word, extraterra. If somebody came from the extraterra outside of Antarctica, we might call them an extraterrestrial from the outer space.
That's why it's called outer space. You know, it means outer space from our space. That is crazy.